Hi there, listener, and welcome to the final episode of the Ski Podcast for 2023. We've produced 33 different episodes this year, which is definitely a record. And today's episode is a snow report special. We have 10 snow reports across 5 different countries from our snow reporters on the spot. So let's start with Tim Hudson, who's reporting from the Dolomites.
Buongiorno from the Italian Dolomites. Specifically, we're out skiing Alpe di Susi today, which is part of the Val Gardena system. And what a fantastic day. It is an azure bluebird sky from horizon to horizon. There's no wind. The sun is warm on my back, but as you ski down the slopes, it's quite chilly on the cheeks, but fantastic. Slopes are in great condition. If I was being super critical, they're a little bit packed, but the fresh snow, which is forecast for tomorrow night, yes, snow on New Year's Eve, should put that right. And in actual fact, the forecast for the balance of the week is unstable, so we should get a bit of fresh snow throughout the week as well. Dolomiti Superski website is reporting 411 lifts operational and well over 1,100 kilometres of slopes that have been groomed and prepared. So a lot to go at. My name's Tim Hudson from Inspired Italy Dolomites Ski Safari. We're looking forward to welcoming our first guest on the 6th of January. Other than that, can I wish you a happy new year, and wherever you go skiing, be safe and have a wonderful time. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for that, Tim. And listener, if you'd like to know more about the Dolomites, I'm going to put a link into the show notes to episode 192, where we talk all about that. Let's go over to Austria now, and Andy Butterworth from Kaluma Ski.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Christmas. Hope everyone had a fantastic time. Certainly over in Austria, we had a great time in St Anton over the Christmas period. The skiing was fantastic, as it has been pretty much through the whole of December. It's Saturday the 29th, preparing for the New Year celebrations, 9:20 in the morning. As I look out onto the slopes right now, it's -5 at the top, -1 down below in the valley. The sun's shining. It's a blue, pretty much clear sky. It's cold and crisp, and the slopes are in immaculate condition. Since my last report, which was I think early December, when we had tons of snow, and the snow gods really emptied up on us, it's been pretty steady with the weather. There hasn't been that much snow since we had the massive dumps, but thankfully, because of those massive dumps, the snow has stayed incredible all the way through. So although the off-piste and powder skiing hasn't been up to much in the recent days, because the temperatures have warmed a little bit and the snow has packed down, the general snow conditions across the whole of the Arlberg are fantastic. There's still way over 3 metre base up at the top, very top of the mountain. Skiing into resort is beautiful. And certainly on the Rendell side of the mountain, as it gets a little bit warmer, as the sun creeps up kind of around 10:30 in the morning, and warms the slopes, the skiing on the Rendell side is superb. The sort of southern facing slopes really holding the snow really well, as well as the north faces. But it's there's not much to complain about at all at the moment in terms of snow conditions. The whole of the Arlberg's open, all the lifts are open. As we look ahead, the forecast is pretty good for this weekend going into the new year. It's going to be pretty much as it is now. It's going to be lovely clear skies, blue skies, and a bit of sun, warming up a little bit, which is no bad thing because that's going to bring the snow. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're looking at about a 20-30 centimetre snowfall according to the forecast, which we very much hope comes and reignites the powder skiing for early January. The long-term forecast, as I've seen, again, is a bit of snow next week, getting into a bit more snow the following weekend. So in about 7-8 days' time, we should be seeing plenty more snow falling as well. So the piste skiing, absolutely great at the moment. A bit more snow on its way, and I'm pretty sure the off-piste is going to be back to epic levels again. So plenty of snow, an exciting time for New Year. If you haven't booked your holidays yet, get booking, get over to the Alps. The snow, as I see it, is absolutely fantastic everywhere, and the conditions are set to get even better with new snowfall coming. So as they say in Austria, guten Rutsch, or a good slide into the new year, and we hope to see you on the slope soon. Cheers!
It was great to hear from Andy. I've really got to get over to St Anton again, probably quickly because I could hear his phone buzzing there. That's probably someone booking a holiday. Let's go over to Switzerland, and next we'll listen to Robin, who reported in from Verbier.
Hi Iain, and wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Verbier in Switzerland. I'm checking in from the Mont Fort viewing platform up at 3,300 metres on a beautiful sunny Saturday, December the 30th. It's the busiest day of the year here, with 19,000 skiers registered today in the Verbier sector. Christmas week visitors have lucked out with great snow cover and sunny, warm days. Everything's open and the pistes are running hard and fast. The off-piste is very wind-blown after the storm last Friday, but due to the huge snow depths up high, we've been able to make an early start on some of the high alpine touring classics like Rosa Blanche. The famous Verbier itineraries such as Montgelé, Tortin and Vallon d'Albi are all open with fun skiing on chalky, grippy snow. There's about 10 centimetres of snow forecast for tomorrow afternoon, and then the sun comes back out for what promises to be a fabulous New Year's Day. The next storm cycle arrives on Tuesday with a decent reset of around 30 centimetres forecast, which should set things up nicely for the rest of the week and the weekend. Season's greetings to you and your listeners, and fingers crossed for a powder-tastic 2024. Over and out.
Thanks, Robin. Love those pronunciations. Listener, if you want to hear more about skiing in Verbier, I had one of my best days skiing for many, many years back in March in Verbier, where luckily enough I was taken out by Robin and shown around some of the off-piste. If you want to listen to that, I'll put a link to the show notes. Now let's change direction and head over the Atlantic to Canada, where Kendra Scurfield has sent us this report from Banff Sunshine Village.
Happy holidays, Iain, and here's to a snow-filled new year. How are the conditions at Banff Sunshine? Well, before your listeners start thinking, oh, she's the marketing person, she has to say they're incredible. I'll be honest, our conditions are actually pretty good. You have to remember that we are so much higher than so many of our contemporaries. Our base elevation starts at 7,200 feet. So our parking lot is at roughly a mile high, and then you take a gondola up and it takes you 2,000 feet above that. Our conditions are comparable to where they were this time last year. To date, we've received over 212 centimeters and all of our lifts are open, and our trail crew, mountain operations team has done an incredible job farming snow. At Sunshine, we don't have snowmaking, so we really rely on snow farming to get as much of our mountain open as early as we can. As we head into 2024, we are seeing warmer weather for us on the slopes. And again, remember, we're Canada. So Canada can be pretty cold, especially in January. Right now, we're seeing lovely tropical almost temperatures ranging around -8 Celsius. So it's really great ski weather. It's kind of that ideal get outside and experience your own backyard kind of weather. The sky is blue, there's hardly a cloud in the sky, and there are smiles on everyone's face. There is some promise of snow. I'm not going to say it out loud, and I've got my fingers crossed as I'm finding wood to knock on because, well, you can never have enough snow in this industry, and we really would love to have as many powder days as we possibly can in 2024 and beyond. Thank you so much, Iain. I hope to ski you very soon.
Yes, listener, I did have to listen back to that just now. She did say -8 is tropical temperatures for Canada. That's great, Kendra. Thanks so much for that. Let's come back over to Europe now and hear from Betony, who's reporting, well, from France, but also from Switzerland as well. Let's have a listen to what she has to say.
Hi, Iain. It's Betony calling in with a snow report from, where am I? St Gervais, but also I've been skiing in Tignes and in Verbier. So what would I say? We've got spring conditions really at the moment, even though it's December. And anything above 2,000 metres is skiing pretty well. You've got kind of firm conditions in the morning and spring in the afternoon. I was skiing in Verbier last weekend and we had actually some nice chalky snow. I also skied in Tignes where we had some really lovely piste skiing, really lovely. So anyone coming on a ski holiday is going to be absolutely fine. Stay high and have fun. Thanks a lot. Happy New Year. Bye.
Betony mentioned she'd been in Verbier there. Let's stay in Switzerland and go over to Dave Burrows from Snowpro Ski School.
Hello Iain, it's Dave Burrows from SnowPro Ski School, your favourite English-speaking ski school in the Port du Soleil and in Villars. It's an absolutely glorious day today. Snow conditions in the region. I've been skiing around in various places this week. So I've been in Villars, I've been in the Port du Soleil, in Le Creuset and in Morzine. Yeah, it's pretty good considering that we haven't had any snow really for a little while. Up high, I think it's great. You know, it's freezing overnight. Snow's in decent condition. There's good coverage everywhere. There's the odd kind of bare patch here and there, but it's not anything terrible. And today is the last really, really nice day for quite a few days. So I think from tomorrow afternoon all the way through to kind of midweek next week, it's going to snow up top. So that's going to be a nice little top up that we need in the region. But otherwise, conditions are good. If you like piste skiing and you're not really an off-piste hound, it's actually really, really nice. And my experience with people coming out to the Alps is what they really want to do is ski under blue skies on nice pistes, you know, have a nice lunch on a terrace and stuff. And the conditions that we've had for that have been absolutely perfect. So yeah, if you're coming out, if you're out today, certainly bring your sunglasses. It's going to be an absolutely glorious day. And then if you're out in the next kind of 4 or 5 days, bring your powder skis because it is going to be snowy. So here from the Port du Soleil and Villars, have a great one, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
That is great, Dave. I really appreciate that. I actually cut out some very kind comments that Dave made about the podcast. And he never mentions it, but he also presents his own podcast called the Ski Instructor Podcast. I would like just to bring your attention to a recent episode. I've put a link into the show notes. In that, Dave interviews Julian Griffiths from European Snow Sports. And that episode is an avalanche special where he talks about the investigation of one of Julian's ski instructors who was killed tragically last year in an avalanche while free skiing. So, as I say, I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Dave was talking about conditions there in the Port du Soleil. And we have a report in from Katja Gaskell, who's been on the podcast several times before, who was skiing out in Morzine.
Hi, this is Katja Gaskell. We just returned from a week in Morzine and the Port du Soleil domain, and really had a fantastic week. Admittedly, the village of Morzine was a little sad when we arrived. Despite earlier snowfall, there had been quite a lot of rain which had washed away any snow on the sort of bottom slopes, such as Flaine, and there was no snow really left in the village. But head above 1,600 metres and there was some great snow to be found. We skied Morzine Léger. Léger was similar in that there was no real snow in the village, but head up high, and there was some great runs. And then we skied the Port du Soleil domain and skied a lot of Avoriaz where there was a great base, had some really fun skiing, and skied over into Switzerland as well, where we also found some really good snow. Yes, there was still some slush. There were some icy bits, but all in all, we had a great time and would highly recommend anybody who's thinking about going out there to head on out because snow is forecast.
It was great to hear from Katja, and I'm going to be talking to her in more detail about Morzine in a podcast early in the new year. I'll also put a link to her blog in the show notes. Now, let's move on to Flaine. I guess that's probably almost directly due south of Morzine, where Simon Burgess sent in this report.
Hi, Iain. It's Simon here out in the Grand Massif, France's 4th largest ski area. And oh my God, am I relieved that I am in a combined ski area right now. I'm based in Morillon, which is meant to be from 2,100 metres skiing all the way down to 700. However, anything below 1,100 metres is a write-off. The positive side to this story is the gondola is open, the lifts are running, and then you can get across to the other resorts, Les Coraux, Samois and Flaine, which have ample skiing available. Conditions as you go higher up the mountain are absolutely fantastic. Lower down, you can find slush or ice. You never know what's going to happen, but by staying up high, I've had a fantastic time here. The best news of all, though, is there is more snow forecast over the next few days. Here's hoping for a good end to 2023 and rolling on into 2024. Best wishes to everyone.
Well, that was honest and positive at the same time. Simon's been on the show several times before. If you're interested in hearing about his thoughts about the Magic Pass, which he took a few years ago, he explained all of that to us in episode 87, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Right, let's go down to the Southern Alps now, and let's hear from regular contributor Alex Armand from Tip Top Ski Coaching.
Good morning from a very sunny Les Deux Alpes. This is Alex from Tip Top Ski Coaching with an update on the snow conditions here in Les Deux Alpes. The pistes are in fantastic condition up higher, but as across the Alps, we have less snow in the village, but the village runs are still open and in reasonable shape. The good news is that there's snow on the forecast for tomorrow.
So that was great to hear from Alex there. And I think we're hearing a pretty consistent story. You need to stay high, but there is snow on the way. Let's finish off this special episode of Snow Reports, the last one of 2023, with a report from Alex Irwin from 150 Days of Winter, who is based in Courchevel.
Hi Iain, Alex from 150 Days of Winter with the final Courchevel snow report of 2023. After a great early season snowfall, optimism was tempered by some rain. However, since then, we've had some small dumps of snow giving overall great coverage. The pristine pistes of the three valleys have been hardening over the week, requiring more concentration as the Christmas and New Year's crowds arrive. With more much-needed snow forecast next week, hopefully it will be a good 2024 for skiing. And before I look for solace at the bottom of a bottle of Moet champagne, I wish you all a bonne année from Courchevel. Ciao.
I love Alex's snow reports. If you want to hear more from Alex, you can go to his YouTube channel, 150 Days of Winter. That's it for this episode. Hopefully that's given you an insight into what's going on. I think the general picture is good high up, but more snow on the way. I'd like to thank all of my snow reporters who contributed to this episode. And I'd like to thank you, listener, for listening to the Ski Podcast in what has been a record year for us in terms of listeners. And episodes 33 have gone out this year. I thoroughly enjoy putting together all of these episodes, and there'll be more coming. I think the first one will be very early in the new year, and we'll probably have another 4 during January. So thank you very much for listening, and until next time, goodbye.